Oh shit, here we go, man. We got the one and only Quan, aka Poppy Q, man. Hey man, this guy has been going crazy for over 2 years now. And it's about time, man. I had to tap in. I had to see what it was about. I check him out whenever he uploads. Uh hey man, welcome to Say Cheese TV, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. I just want to say congrats to all your accomplishments, the new whips, uh, you know, the new followers, the new fame, all the new money. I just want to say congrats, man, before we start.
For sure. I appreciate it.
How does it feel? Has it hit you yet?
Nah, not really. Like people around me tell me like I'm bigger than what I think I am because I don't really think too much of it. I still think like a regular nigga.
So sometimes you just look at your McLaren like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I first got it, like the next morning after it being parked at my crib, I was just sitting there just looking like, damn, I really did this shit. But I'm big on not being comfortable, so I ain't comfortable. I want more.
most definitely. Now a lot of people think this just came overnight, but it didn't.
Nah, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, going on 6 years.
So take us back to the beginning. I mean, did you just pick up a camera? Like, what were you doing before YouTube?
I started YouTube in high school, and I just knew like, well, really middle school. And I always told myself like, I don't want to go to college, so I gotta find something else to do other than being in school. So I was like, I'm gonna try this YouTube shit out. So I started YouTube when I was in 8th grade, but I wasn't consistent. Like I was doing gaming shit. Like I was just trying to figure this shit out. So I was doing gaming in 8th grade, got into high school. That's when had more heavy into gaming. And then like something happened to my channel to where I couldn't do gaming no more. So, and I already had some momentum. So that's when I switched to like in real life content and shit. It's just been that from there.
So at 8th grade, you knew you didn't want to go to college.
Yeah. I ain't want to go to college or I ain't want to work for nobody.
Yeah. And is that because school wasn't really fun to you? You felt like you weren't really learning anything?
Nah, it's just like school is built to fail you. It's like the whole system is built to fail you. And it's like, okay, how am I gonna become a millionaire if my teacher not a millionaire? Like, it don't make no sense.
So what does your mom say? I mean, you tell your mom you don't want to go to college. Does she look at you crazy?
She did at first, I ain't gonna lie. She was like, nah, you going to college. But up until I got my first YouTube check, she was like more lenient on it. Like, okay, we can see where this gonna go. If it was up to me, I ain't gonna lie, I would have dropped out of high school. But she wanted me to graduate. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna stick this through. After high school, I'm gonna just do what I do. And shit, it's just been that.
And do you mind telling us how much your first YouTube check was?
My first YouTube check was $2,500. Mind you, I'm in high school, so that's like, wow. I went from not making no money to not having a job to boom, 1 month I made $2,500. I'm just like, damn, what the fuck? I took all that money and reinvested into myself. Like I bought a new camera, setup and all that.
I mean, this 1 month, were you gaming? Were you vlogging?
I was doing like in real life content. So I started YouTube in real life content doing fashion. So I was like doing fashion related content like clothing hauls, shopping at stores that people won't usually shop at like Goodwill, Ross, putting fits together. And then that's really how it went.
So you get the $2,500, you reinvested into yourself.
I spent that whole check on a new camera and it was just like, damn, I just made money off the internet. Like this shit crazy. I couldn't believe it. But shit, that's just what it was.
See, this day and age is crazy because $2,500, I'm a little older than you. But $2,500 back then in high school, that's a lot of money. That's like $10,000.
Exactly. Nigga, $20 was a lot of money back then.
Real shit.
$2,500, it's just like, damn. But I played my cards right, reinvested into myself. Cause I could have did anything with the $2,500. I could have bought shoes, food, whatever. I reinvested into myself and then it just been going up from that point on.
Man, real entrepreneur, man. I respect it. So, okay, you buy a new camera. What's next?
Shit, content. Keep grinding. Keep posting. Keep thinking of new ideas. Doing shit that people not doing. And that's really what it was.
Were you doing fashion and YouTube at the same time or more just pushing the content?
I was doing fashion on YouTube. So it was
Okay.
like anything fashion related was going on my YouTube channel. And it was growing, like it was growing crazy. But I realized like that's not what I wanted to do on YouTube. Like I didn't want to be known as, oh, that's the nigga that be dressing on YouTube. I wanted to be known as me, like Quan. So that when I solidified my own support base from fashion, and I made a new channel and started doing vlogs. And that's where the lifestyle content came into play.
So you graduate high school, and I mean, what do you do after that? Just keep pushing.
Shit, graduate high school, that's when it's time to lock in because you can't stay with
The
your
real
mom
world.
forever. I know some people kick their mom out. I mean, I know some moms kick their kids out when they turn 18 and graduate. My mom was a little different. She was like, you can stay as long as you need, just don't be in here sitting on your ass. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I just graduated. It's time to work hard. Like I'm trying to go get shit on my own. I want my own cars, my own crib. So I just started working harder, and then
No, I
I ain't
respect
gonna
that
lie.
because a lot of people they graduate and they just sit on their ass all day and rely on their parents. And
Exactly.
you on the other hand, you took that opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
stack up and create your own shit.
Exactly.
So with the fashion thing, do you feel like you created any trends in fashion? Do you feel like people dress like you?
I can say I for sure feel like people dress like me in a sense, but I don't want to necessarily say I created anything. I'm just me at the end of the day, for sure.
Okay, so what's one thing do you feel like you you say you don't really want to say you created anything, but what's one thing that you felt like you made poppin'?
I feel like I popularized stacked jeans because like that was a heavy trend back then, and motherfuckers ain't know how to make stacked jeans. Like even me, like I was looking up tutorials on YouTube on how to make stacked jeans, and I couldn't find none. So I was like, all right, let me learn how to make it. I bought a sewing machine, and I was just fucking around with it. It took me like 2 weeks to learn how to even work the sewing machine. Fucked around, learn how to make stack jeans, drop a tutorial, and shit. At that point, everybody started like dropping videos on how to make stack jeans, and you just seen it like get more popularized. But people may not credit me for it. I don't really care. It's just that's just what it is.
And is this going viral on like I remember my nephew told me about you, and I think you were going viral on TikTok for like the stack jean outfits. So this was
Mm-hmm.
happening on TikTok.
Yeah. When I got on TikTok, because I was just like everybody else at one point in time. Because you know, at one point in time when TikTok first came out, a lot of motherfuckers was like, I'm not getting on TikTok. It's like a little kid app. I was the same way. And to this day, I still really don't be on TikTok. But it's like I made a video and posted on TikTok, and that shit got over 1 million views within like a couple days. And I was just like, damn, like what the fuck? All off fashion. So yeah.
Yeah. So you never worked a 9 to 5 before?
I had one job. I worked at Walmart for one day. And I went on lunch break. And when I was coming back from lunch break, and I was just thinking like, I can't keep doing this shit. Like this ain't something, this not me. So from that day on, I quit. Like I left, went home, and just never went back.
So you really worked a half a day.
Basically, you can say that. And after I got that job, that's when I was like, I for sure can't work for nobody. So I went and got my hand tatted. I got a tattoo on my hand because you know you can't really get a job with tattoos that's visible. So I was like, I'm finna go get tatted so I could push myself to work harder. So that's
Yeah,
when
I remember Lil Uzi Vert said the same thing. He tatted his face so nobody could hire him.
I want to do that now, but it's like I've been contemplating for a minute. I don't know yet.
I mean, you already doing your thing now.
It's just like I'm trying to get in movies and shit, and I don't feel like a face tat is like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried rapping before?
I actually haven't. I want to though, but I'm gonna wait till the time is right. Like I don't want to just put no shit out and it be ass. Like I want to drop some shit that I feel like is hard, and I could drop music. And I ain't gonna lie, I got the people around me. Like, say I go record a song, if that shit ass, they gonna tell me it's ass. And a lot of people that rap don't have niggas around them like that. So I feel like if I was to start making music and it was ass, before I was to even drop it, my partners would tell me like, nah, twin, that shit ain't it. And shit, yeah. But I always could see myself as an artist because I live the lifestyle. I just don't rap.
Right. Now you're a car guy, man. I mean, you've had so many Hellcats, Trackhawks. You got the Benz now. You got the McLaren. But you didn't start with these type of cars. The first car was a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And which car was that?
My first car was a V6 Challenger. Because I always liked Challengers from like before I was making money. Because I always been into cars. So I was like, my first car got to be a Challenger. And I didn't know how big like Hellcats and Mopar was in the black community. I just wanted a Challenger because I feel like they look cool. And then when I got it, it's like, but I ain't gonna lie, that Mopar shit like a drug. Like you
It
get one,
is.
you want another
It
one.
is.
And shit, that's just what it been.
So the first car you had was a Charger. You traded it in and got what?
I traded my Challenger in and got a Charger. I got a Scat Pack. And I just kept going up and up through each and every trim. And my first different car, I got a Subaru BRZ. It's like a little, it's not even a JDM car, but it's like one of them different cars.
Right. And that was it gray, I think?
It was white.
White. And you had one of your cars kept getting broken into, or what was that, the Hellcat, or was that the Scat?
That was my first. Well, my Scat got broken into too. But my Hellcat, when I got that shit got broken into too many times. Like it was at the point to where like the nigga at the window shop knew my name. Like we was on first name basis. Like, yo, Quan, what's up? You need a window? I bet pull up. On some shit like that.
Yeah, man. Atlanta, it gets crazy in Atlanta, man.
That's a fact. But it was like a lesson learned, because from that point on, I just knew how to move. Like I knew where not to be and where to be, or shit like that.
So, I mean, a McLaren is a big deal. And one thing about you, like I said, I watch your videos. You really, I like how you speak it into existence. You'll go to the dealership, and then you always say if you could touch it, you could get it.
Exactly.
And I like that motto. And you slowly worked your way up to a McLaren. So, speak about that feeling of having a supercar at such a young age.
Like I said,
in the process too, in the whole process too of the whole track hawk and everything.
Mm-hmm. I feel like throughout the process, it was like something needed, because you can't just go from this to that. Like you can't just jump from a bullshit car to an exotic car. Like working your way up for sure feel way better. And having a supercar at a young age is like, I ain't gonna lie, people treat you differently. People look at you differently. You pull up, you get out the car. It's totally different from if I go pull up in a Hellcat. They look at me like, oh, it's just another black nigga. But hopping out a supercar is just like, it's like a dream come true. But I don't really, like, I'm not too big on materialistic shit. So like, say I was to lose my car, like I wouldn't care. It's just a car at the end of the day.
Yeah. And out of all these cars, which one is like that one? Is it still the Hellcat that you like the most, or?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I had bought the AMG and the McLaren, and I had sold my Trackhawk. And it was just like, damn, I done had Mopar like my whole life. So I was like, I needed the Hellcat. So I could for sure say the Hellcat is still one of them ones.
Yeah, it's a comfortable car, and like you could drive it daily too. It's real comfortable, spacious. But I mean, like you said, man, just people, it's hot. Like people really just plot on those cars and try to steal them.
Yeah.
But you posted those cars on Twitter, and it went viral. And it was a lot of it was a lot of compliments and things, but it was a lot of people who claimed you were an Atlanta scammer. They put the scammer title on you, man. Let's talk about that.
I can't escape that shit. I'm young, I got shit, and I live in Atlanta. It's like the 3 red flags. If I was a person of different color and I lived somewhere else, I would not. People wouldn't be saying the same shit. So I just feel like it's weird, but I don't think too much of it, because all publicity is good publicity at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's like a lot too. Like I hear you explain yourself a lot. I see the allegations a lot, but I've never really seen somebody come out and say you scammed them. I've never seen that.
They can't. That's the crazy part. They just see what they see on TikTok and run with it. Like motherfuckers that been watching me from the beginning, they know like, all right, he really on his shit. But it's like newcomers or people that just see me on the internet. They'll be like, how? Like, how is this possible? But I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, that come with motherfuckers being insecure. Like, they can't get it on their own, so they just hate on the next nigga.
Yeah. You feel like you get a lot of hate from older dudes?
For sure. For sure. It's crazy that it's like that, but that's for sure what it is.
I mean, 10 years ago, I'm not gonna say it was impossible, but I just think the internet has changed so much, and with YouTube and all these different. It's way easier to make money now than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it's way easier now. But you know, I applaud you and your crew and just all the streamers and all the bloggers and everybody who is taking advantage of this opportunity, because a lot of people are lazy or they're not smart enough, or you know, they trying to do different shit. But I mean, with the older guys in Atlanta, like is it because of your cars? Is it girls? Like what is it?
I say it's for sure the cars, but the shit with the internet is like motherfuckers that be in the comments on the internet, like you will never get that same energy in real life. Like I have never got that in real life. It's always on the internet.
Yeah. And now, how old are you?
I'm 21. I just turned 21.
21. And I mean, you're getting a lot of money. A lot of people know it. How do you react to when, you know, people call you needing favors and people relying on you, people depending on you? I mean, and you're still young. You're not a teen no more, but you're really a kid. Like you just really graduated 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that? People depending on you, and you're still just barely turning into a man.
Right. I feel like, me personally, I'm the type of nigga that like, if you need it, I give you the clothes off my back. So whether I got it, if I got it, I'm gonna give it to you. And if I don't have it, we're gonna find a way to get you what you need type shit. So like, I don't really care. Like if a family member or something called me, asked me for something, it's like, I got it, you got it type shit. Until you cross the line, like do some snake shit, then we good.
Yeah. Cause you know, with a lot of people, it's never enough, man. Mm-hmm. It's never enough. You can give somebody something 100 times, but once you tell them no, you a fuck nigga.
Exactly.
You a hoe.
Nah, that's a fact. But I'm big on like I said, if I got it, I'll give it at the end of the day.
Most def. Now, you're also known for having a lot of girls on your YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been times where you had 2 girls on there at once. I mean, now are these your girlfriends? Are you dating them? Are y'all just having fun? What is it? Is this like skits you put together?
I ain't gonna lie. I only had one girlfriend. Well, 2 girlfriends, but like as I was where I'm at right now, I only had one girlfriend on YouTube.
Okay. And I mean, the other girls are just what's the other girls that you know that
my
come
friends,
in the picture?
They all just friends. Oh, bro.
How do you handle all the temptation? You know, I've been on your Instagram and it's a lot of girls that you know. I know the DMs are going crazy. How do you handle all of that?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The only time I'm on Instagram is when I'm posting. So like I don't really see too much of nothing. I just be going with the flow, living my day-to-day life. Cause I don't only do YouTube. Like I have other business ventures. So it's like I'm not focused just on YouTube or just on Instagram. But people don't see that because I don't put everything on the internet. I only put on the internet what I want you to see.
Right. Now, you have a crew of friends. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do y'all put each other on game about, you know, the YouTube space, how to make money, cars, credit? Is it like what? Explain this your crew.
It ain't even like a group of friends. It's like family at this point because like we all teach each other something. Like everybody in the group can bring something to the table at the end of the day. So it's like I don't think of it as a group. I think of it as a family.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now, Atlanta, do you ever plan on moving out of Atlanta?
I feel like sooner or later I'm gonna get spots in different cities, but I feel like Atlanta will always be home. Like I want a spot in New York, LA, Houston, Miami, Utah. Like I want spots everywhere so I can just travel and just have a crib there. But I feel like Atlanta will for sure be home.
That's hard. Now, in one episode on your YouTube, I think you spoke about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure. Did y'all have a close relationship?
When I was younger, we did. But like as I grew, shit just kept happening and then we just like grew apart. And then he went to jail and then it was just like he got out and it was just a whole bunch of fuck shit. So it was like, I don't look at him No different from than I look from a random motherfucker on the street.
Yeah. And I mean, did that affect you growing up?
It did, but I feel like it made me who I am. Cause like my mom Dukes had to do everything. So it was like, damn, I gotta get my mama everything at like when I make it. So I feel like it affected me, good and bad, but majority good.
Yeah. And it was just you and your mom?
I got 2 younger siblings. I got a brother and a sister.
Okay. And do you ever feature them on YouTube or anything, or you kind of keep your family private?
A lot of people don't even know I have a sister. I keep my sister private just for the simple fact like it's a female and you know niggas is weird. But I done put my brother on my channel when I was first starting, but as of now, like, I'm mainly keep everything private.
Yeah. Another thing I respect too is um you don't really try to act super tough. You know, a lot of guys try to act super street or they got to put on this image. You're yourself.
Exactly.
And a lot of young kids, I even told you my nephew watches your videos, like he put me on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like, you know, for the kids who watch your shit, man, you're really a good role model, man.
For sure, I appreciate that. And shout out to your nephew. You're a real one.
Real shit. And I really think I wish more people were like that. Cause everybody, you know, with rappers, everybody's super tough these days and sliding and smoking on the ops and I feel like we need more young cats like you, man, that's just getting fly, getting women, getting cars. You know, that's how it was in the 90s, man. Like it was just cool to be fly and not have to force that energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I respect you for that.
For sure, I appreciate it.
So what you got coming in the future?
Right now, I'm focused on my 2 brands. I got a brand named Yell Yard. If y'all want to go follow that, YELLYARD on Instagram, and my main brand Cozy. That's like my main priorities right now because I feel like clothes play a big part in my success as well. That people really don't know that, and I'm gonna take clothes and venture off into real estate and different shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's raw. So with the fashion shit, what's like your direction? Are you trying to go like who's somebody you look up to? Like a Kanye or
I would say a fashion inspo I got is ASAP Rocky. Like growing up, I say ASAP Rocky for sure. But as of now, like I just wake up and dress depending on my mood. That really it.